Hey guys, what's up? Tough977 here. Today, American Truck Simulator. This isn't a positive video on American Truck Simulator. Quite frankly, I was skeptical of the release of this game in the first place. And I expressed my opinions to everybody I knew. And given the fact that I was doubtful that the game would meet my sometimes rather high expectations, I give the game the benefit of the doubt. I went ahead and purchased it, waited right alongside everybody else for the game to release impatiently. When it released, I did have quite a bit of excitement going on at first. I was a lot like a little kid on Christmas morning waiting for a new BB gun. But to my dismay, when I opened my Christmas package, I unwrapped something that looked like a BB gun and ended up being a water pistol. SCS really dropped the ball here as far as I'm concerned. There's a reason why they have done what they've done with this game. I'm just not sure what that is. There are so many bad points. I don't know if I'll cover them all. And there are a few good points in the game. I'm not 100% totally negative on the game. I do appreciate the effort. I mean, the game really looks good. It looks a lot better than Euro Truck Simulator 2 did. Unfortunately, this is American Truck Simulator. This was released as American Truck Simulator. They've had Euro Truck Simulator 2 out. They had Euro Truck Sim 1 out. They've had countless other simulation games like that they've had their hand in, that they've released, that they've created. Needless to say, they've had a lot of practice to create a game of this caliber. It's not like this is their first venture into the simulation trucking world. All the textures aside and the way the map looks, there's just not enough of it compared to what the scuttlebutt, the talk was. That for a while, they had said yes, there was only going to release one map with it, which disturbs me because they've had 2 years to prepare, 2 years to create, 2 years to design. The game's been out in beta mode with certain people that have been testing their ideas, their map, their trucks. So to say I'm disappointed would be an understatement. SCS took a great idea. They took a great marketing strategy. They got our mouth watering for a nice big bowl of hot chili when they dish this game out to us. But when we finally get it, it's more like a hot, steamy pile of crap on a paper plate. There's 2 trucks, and I understand, from what I understand, the scuttlebutt, there's texture issue, or not texture issues, excuse me. There is licensing issues with the other models of Kenworths and Peterbilts, Volvos, and all that. I understand that. That goes without saying, that you're going to run into problems like that. But in Euro Truck Sim 2, they released the Mercedes. They rebadged it. And then when they got licensing, they rebadged the truck to a Mercedes. So why, I ask, could they not do that for this? There was more trucks available for Euro Truck Sim than there was for American Truck Sim. I do believe there was more map space available for Euro Truck Sim than there was American Truck Sim. I would understand this more if they started the idea 2 years ago. They never had a game in front of them. They was creating this on the spot, new idea, but that's not the case. They've had the physics, they've had the texture, they've had the AI. Everything was already in place. They just had to shuffle it around a little bit and make it on different maps. So why do you suppose they would release a game with 2 maps? Why do you suppose they would release a game with 2 trucks? I think just as good as their marketing strategy was in the first place, I think their sales strategy is even better. I believe that, yeah, they're going to give us a little free DLC. Arizona, I think they promised Arizona. I'm not sure. I don't keep up on all that new current news. I pay attention to what's happened, what's going to happen, and I try to keep it at that. It saves from disappointment like happens in this case. And that, that's another whole story. But anyways, they have taken this to a new level of disappointment with me, and I'm at the point where all I want to do is rant about it. I mean, you look at these roads. The roads look like Euro Truck Sim retextured. The barriers, I never see Jersey barriers on interstates quite this close. I mean, there's maybe 4 inches between yellow stripe and Jersey barrier. Come on, that should be like a good 2 foot. Give us some space to wiggle with. There's no room for error with these trucks. It's like playing Euro Truck Sim with mods on it. This is a design map that they designed themselves. They could have given us room. A lot of people are saying, well, they probably didn't want you to cut through and be able to take shortcuts around the traffic and all that. Well, if people want to take shortcuts around the traffic, they want to usurp the game and make it less fun, then that's fine. That's up to them. Don't force me to play immersively. I do it on my own. That's my choice. As a gamer, I want that choice. When I buy a game, I don't want the gamer telling me, or the game company telling me what I can and can't do. That's why I hate platform games. That's why I hate those maze type games. That's why I play these free roam games. I mean, if I wanted to do that, then I go back to playing my freaking old Nintendo games and crap like that, where you had to follow a storyline. You had to follow between their guidelines. I don't like that. On beyond the trucks, the map, everything else, let's get on to the AI. The AI is absolute garbage. There is no rhyme or reason to the way the AI behaves in this game. I was streaming last night and I had one of the AI cars just turn into my trailer. Going straight down the road, I was in my lane, he was supposed to be in his lane, and he just turned right into my trailer. It cost me damage. There's another issue. I'll cover that later. But he turned right into my trailer, cost me money, and it's happened countless times since I've started playing this game, which I'm a pretty cautious driver in this game. I like to keep from running into stuff. I don't enjoy driving just to run into crap. I like to play as realistically as possible. So, that's what I do. When the AI runs into me, when they take off on a red light and cut across an intersection, or they stop at a green light, or that's another thing, they get hung up on intersections. They'll randomly stop in the middle of the highway when they're right in front of you. They'll just slam on the brakes and wham, you're screwed, blued, and tattooed. I don't appreciate that. I understand there were some problems in Euro Truck Sim with the AI, but none of the AI was really that bad in Euro Truck Sim. In this game, they are horrible. It's like they enhanced all the bad points and didn't add anything good. This is another freaking joke. What is up with these weight scales? There is nothing to it. I would understand if you was given the option to take overweight cargo and things like that, and then they actually put the scales, where you had to map your trips around the scales to usurp the scales. But that covers another problem, and here's another issue. He's going to let me go. These on-ramps and off-ramps are just garbage. I mean, like this, they give us an extra lane on the inside, on the slow lane, but out on the hammer lane, look at that. It's just terrible. They got the Jersey barriers sitting over the yellow line. That is terrible. There's no room to drive through there, especially when you have traffic. So any little mistake you make is going to pay back big time consequences. This is supposed to be American Truck Sim, not Euro Truck Sim. We don't have that here in the States. We've got a little bit of wiggle room. We don't like accidents that much. We have bigger vehicles, therefore bigger roads. Now, moving on to back to the AI, they're just absolute garbage. I give those 4 thumbs down if I had 2 extra thumbs to give. The trucks, definitely 4 thumbs down. They took 2 of the worst, in my opinion, the worst 2 models of trucks on the road. They're fleet trucks. They're not a truck that a personal owner operator is going to go out and buy to invest in for their trucking company. An owner operator is going to buy a Kenworth W9. They're going to buy a Pete 379 or 389. They're going to buy a truck that's got some meat to it, some history behind it, and some future in front of it. It's an investment. And there again, you can't even add horns to your trucks. You can't add lights to your trucks. The things that you could do in Euro Truck Sim, why couldn't they just move that over? They was lazy about it. There's no explanation for it. They could have put that in and, give us the gaming experience we prefer as opposed to the gaming experience they piled on us like manure on a heap. That being said, the trailers. I mean, the trailers are basically the same trailers in Euro Truck Sim, reskinned. I'm hauling a car trailer. I had the option to haul a bull rack, but that was DLC. There's no livestock trailers in the game. I hope that they plan to release livestock trailers as a DLC in the future, because there again, that's kind of the heartbeat of America. I mean, you see a lot of livestock and trailers on the road. So why not go ahead and, oh shit, I missed my exit. Why not go ahead and throw that into the equation? So that being combined with all the other issues, you got to look at let's see, what all have I covered that's crap. There's just a lot of crap to cover. A lot of people complain about matching buildings and stuff. That don't bother me. That's kind of life. I mean, you go down the road from this town to my neighboring town, you're going to see a lot of the same house designs. You're going to see a lot of the same stores and shop designs. That's because in reality, this has become a nation that is that way. I mean, the chains have taken over. Contractors build multiple copies of the same house in different towns. I mean, this is kind of the kit home generation. So that's nothing that really affects my gameplay. A lot of people that bothers. To me, the trucks and stuff like that's more important. Other complaints I have, the fines, the traffic violations, the all of that. You know, running a red light will cost you, $900,000, whatever. I can't remember. It's high. It's ridiculous. That should be like a $25 fine. Run a stop sign, and that's simple. And it really shouldn't be every time. It should be, if there's a cop in the vicinity, then you should get a fine. If there isn't a cop around, you shouldn't get nailed for it. That was a big complaint I had in Euro Truck Sim. It's like, oh, really? Where's the cop at? I need to see a cop in order to get immersion play, people. Immersion. The same with, speeding. Your speeds in this are way off. You know, you got a 4-lane road and the speed limit is 35 miles an hour. That's just way off the charts. I'm supposed to be turning around, actually. So why is that? Why are the roads turned down so slow? That's not the way it is in America. You hit the damn freeway and you're doing 80, 85. And that's kind of the way it is. Law enforcement officer has to see you to be able to give you a ticket for speeding. Not just out of the blue, you get a ticket. Right turn on red. I don't know how many times I've pulled up to the white line marking the stop marker, and had my signal going, and I've turned right as I'm supposed to, and I get a ticket for it. Why do I get a ticket for it? It's legal in the States. Not the only way it isn't is if there's a sign on the road saying that it isn't. It's another problem I have. Another thing, when you buy your truck, it says you have insurance. But when somebody runs into you and it's their fault, it still costs you money. When you run into somebody, it costs you money. That should be an insurance thing. I got kind of excited. I'm sad to say, I got real excited when I seen they had insurance in the game, because I thought, oh wow, that's going to be a neat aspect. I thought maybe they was going to incorporate insurance with accidents and things like that, and if somebody ran into you, it was no longer going to cost you, it was going to cost them. And I had assumed that that was going to be the new feel for the game. I couldn't have been more wrong. It still costs you. It costs you whatever, $1,000, $1,500, whatever the accident is, the fine for the accident, and then you have to pay for the repairs on your vehicle. I don't think that's right. I think if the AI runs into you, the AI should pay for it. That shouldn't be left up to the innocent guy who was just driving and got T-boned. There should be something done about that. I mean, it'd be pretty easy to figure out, put a trigger on the collision. If it's a front-end collision from the offending car, then it should be them paying for the, it'd be them at fault. And I'm stalling my truck. Wow, stalling it out good. And this is another thing. These on-ramps and off-ramps are so short of an approach. You cannot get up them or down them in traffic. So if you got one car parked at the stop sign, you're stuck hanging off the road. That's ridiculous. I mean, there's plenty of road to have made those longer, more realistic. Give you 6 or 7 truck lengths to work. But instead, there again, an epic fail on SCS's part, and a disappointment to me. So I'm sure there are so many more things I am missing that I'm not covering, but everything, I mean, from not being able to accessorize your trucks correctly to not having enough trucks, from releasing two dinky little maps when there was scuttlebutt about the entire East Coast. Um, Having a game that's already been made and messing that up. These are all just, it's all evidence that points directly towards laziness, to disrespect in a manner. I mean, they marketed America to Americans and then left us with this crap. Um, I'm disappointed. I will remain disappointed for a long time. If SCS was to crap out another game, I'm pretty sure I would not buy it until I see what the hell they do with this map. A lot of people don't feel the same way. A lot of people are going to say, oh, you're just too crucial. You're just a proud American. I am a proud American. I'm proud to be an American. And I enjoy my games. But don't hand me a pile of shit and mark it as American anything when it's just the same old European crap. I like playing Euro Truck Sim. It was a good game. I accepted the fact that the roads were narrow, the trucks were European. I added American mods in it just to make it a little more enjoyable for me, and that was my fault. And that was that simple. But this is simply a game marketed at Americans, and it didn't live up to 90% of our expectations. I don't think I've talked to one YouTuber who has appreciated this game. I know all of the gamers I've played games with that we've shared our experience about this game together. I don't think any of them had any real bright things to say about it other than disappointment. That seems to be the theme for what this game is. I sure hope SCS does something about it. I have a feeling they won't, and that will be an even greater disappointment. So, until the next time, this is Tough977. If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe. Have a good day, guys.